So that means the difference between the ship date and order date is 4 days. But unfortunately, these two columns, they are date data type. You cannot subtract 12 by 8 directly. Then we need to have a function to find out the day, or to handle the date that we would like to have. The function here that I'll teach you is what we call datediff function. Datediff function is a function that we use in what to say DAX นะครับ data analysis expression นะครับ we use datediff function. So in this one we will try to create a column นะครับ we will try to create a column นะครับ to find the difference between ship date and order date, and we create it นะครับ in another column here. Assume that we have to create a column called waiting date นะครับ hang on, no waiting date, we call it as preparation date นะครับ if we call the column called preparation or prepare date, and if we know that prepare date is from ship date subtracted by order date นะครับ if we say that okay, this is the formula that we know นะครับ prepare date is ship date subtracted by order date. Unfortunately, ship date and order date, they are data type. You cannot subtract like this. So the things that we have to do is what we call datediff function in order to calculate the difference between ship date and order date like this. Okay. Now we will do it together. In order to create, or in order to find the difference date between ship date and order date, we will have to create a new column. The column here, we call it as prepare date. Prepare date. In the orders table, I just go to home tab and then choose new column. This column, I call it as prepare, not prepare date, prepare days. Prepare days นะครับ prepare days. Let's try first. If we use ship date subtracted by order date, what will happen? Ship dates subtracted by นะครับ order dates. Here. Okay. And then we press enter. You can see that this one is the error. Because of what? If you have a look, you can see that 1/3/1900. It is not number of days. It is date. And you can see that for every data or every cell, it shows 12 a.m. No, this is not the one that we want. You cannot subtract the date like this. As I told you, we have to use a function called datediff. Let's see how we're gonna use it. For the datediff function, I'm sorry. Datediff function, we just create a column first. We just create a column first, and after that we enter datediff. If you know a part of the function, you just type the function first, and then it's similar to Excel because Power BI will show you the syntax of that function. Datediff function needs to have 3 of the arguments inside: date 1, date 2, and interval. Date 1 means the field that consists of the first date that you have. and the interval means that what unit นะครับ of time would you like to have. For example, in this case you want to know number of days, the interval will be days. But if you say that you want to know number of hours or number of weeks, you can specify the interval as week or as hours as you like นะครับ Okay, we will try this one first นะครับ we use the basic date diff นะครับ date 1 I choose ship date นะครับ comma date 2 is order date interval นะครับ is here it has a list of interval that you can use then I use day นะครับ and then I close the parenthesis so in this one นะครับ date diff will calculate number of days นะครับ that we have and then when we press enter นะครับ when we press enter you can see that in here นะครับ it shows negative values นะครับ what does it mean it means that the order date นะครับ in this function it has to come before ship date otherwise it will show the negative values so we just fix it a bit I use order date นะครับ as date 1 and I use ship date นะครับ as date 2 and then I want the period that is day after that I press enter now all the numbers become positive numbers already that means ship date นะครับ is the 12th of July while required date while order date is the 8th of July so the difference between these 2 days are 4 days like this นะครับ so this is what we want so this is the basic date and time function that we can use นะครับ for calculating the difference between 2 days that you have in 2 different columns นะครับ okay right okay for this one นะครับ do you have any questions about like calculating the difference between 2 different dates in the case that you have got the negative values just do the same thing as I did just switch date 1 and date 2 and then you get the positive numbers instead นะครับ this is the way the tricks in order to calculate the date diff นะครับ function so if you don't have any questions นะครับ now I just like want to show you for what I want you to have นะครับ as our extra point assignments นะครับ so okay let me just explain to you because some of you may have the question about the score that we still have นะครับ that we still have got let's see นะครับ hang on right now นะครับ for the score that we still have left นะครับ we have final exam 40% we have presentation 20% นะครับ that is all for the score that we have got because we have midterm for 40% already presentation นะครับ this morning I explained already that it comes from like some combination the first one is your files that you have to submit will be Excel will be PowerPoint นะครับ okay that is the file second part is the presentation นะครับ this one นะครับ this part is 15% another 5% come from what evaluation of other team นะครับ 5%. So it is 20% already. But I'm trying to find a way to help you นะครับ to get like some extra point. So for extra point นะครับ extra point we have around like 4% นะครับ that I can give it to you. The first one นะครับ extra point assignment from Excel นะครับ we had it already it's 1%. 2 นะครับ hang on 2 นะครับ extra point assignment as a team นะครับ this is presentation of the visualครับ it's 1.5%. Number 3 team นะครับ is like the one that I'm going to assign you today Power BI exercise นะครับ 4 extra point assignment individual นะครับ for Power BI number 1 and number 2 this one altogether 1.5%. okay these are all the things that we have นะครับ so for the things that I assigned to you already for the extra point assignment in Excel you did it already นะครับ this one is completed. Presentation on the visual it will be due on this Sunday right this Sunday. extra point assignment team นะครับ this Friday นะครับ it's very easy for this one this Friday. and for extra point assignment individual นะครับ for Power BI 1 and 2 นะครับ this one this Sunday. okay right okay now let's see นะครับ so what are we going to do for the extra point assignment for Power BI นะครับ for the team and for individual นะครับ okay so let me just like show you for the first one นะครับ for the team first นะครับ this one is super easy. I'm sure that you just spend at most like 30 minutes นะครับ with your group นะครับ the team or the group I mean the same group as you have for the presentation on next week นะครับ okay so let's have a look นะครับ let me show you so in this one นะครับ in this one so now let's have a look นะครับ for the first one that you have to do for the team นะครับ it's here I will send you the link นะครับ so that you can just access to see it easily นะครับ I send it into the chat box for you นะครับ this one just have a look นะครับ in this one I would like you to work with your teammates and submit one Power BI file only that means one team one submission is enough นะครับ so I give you the team score but in the Power BI file you have to write นะครับ who participates in this working so that you will receive the score นะครับ hang on this not this one I'm sorry let me just show you in this one นะครับ the spec is here if you just have a look นะครับ I want you to do something just like very easy from the ABC sales file นะครับ Power BI file I want you to visualize the data below the first one I want you to consider 3 columns order date required date and ship date นะครับ order date required date and ship date 1.1 I want you to show average waiting days นะครับ maximum waiting days นะครับ on the report screen นะครับ so that means for the waiting days how can you find it waiting day come from order date I'm sorry not this one hang on required dateนะครับ the difference between required date and ship date for example if our customer wants the product todayนะครับ that is Wednesday but we ship it tomorrow that is Thursday the waiting day is 1 day but if customer wants it today that is Wednesday but we can submit it since Tuesday that means waiting day is -1 that means that is good if the waiting day is negative because we can deliver the product before timeนะครับ I want you to show average waiting daysนะครับ and the maximum waiting daysนะครับ in the order that we gotนะครับ show it on the report screenนะครับ just choose the visualนะครับ to show the average waiting days and maximum waiting days choose the proper visual that you think it should fit to show these numbers after that 1.2 I want you to show the average duration of required daysนะครับ of required days because in here we have required date already then you know required days maximum required days when you compare with the order date on the report screen นะครับ okay after that นะครับ number 2 visualize different numbers of orders from each country different numbers of order from each country number 3 compare the total revenue obtained from these products Manchimap dried apples Philo mix and Perth pastries นะครับ and number 4 which suppliers that ABC companies order the most นะครับ visualize in 2 aspects นะครับ in terms of quantity and in terms of price for these terms นะครับ that I ask you to visualize นะครับ I want you to think to discuss with your team นะครับ because I mean like if I tell you right now okay you just like do what I want but you may not know that okay this is the suitable values that you should show then I want you to discuss with your team นะครับ with your team with your group นะครับ that you do the term project together นะครับ to do this one นะครับ to do this one for me for anyone who want to have the clean ABC transaction files นะครับ you just download the Excel file นะครับ and then get the file into your Power BI นะครับ so that you can just like do this one นะครับ okay but if you just like follow my instructions นะครับ since the very beginning you can copy that Power BI file and use it as the original version before you do the team assignment นะครับ in this one all right this is the first one that I just like want you to do for me นะครับ for the extra point assignment นะครับ the due date will be this coming Friday นะครับ will be this coming Friday นะครับ before midnight นะครับ be careful นะครับ before midnight means I set the time to be 11:59 p.m. why don't I put 12 why don't I put midnight because many people confused about the notation for midnight. Midnight is 12 a.m. But somebody think that 12 a.m. is noon. นะครับ No. That's why I put 11:59 p.m. That means it's 1 minute before midnight.นะครับ Then you just submit it by this coming Friday before midnight นะครับ you have time for around almost 3 days to do that นะครับ okay so do this one for me next นะครับ before I move on to the next one do you have any questions about this if นะครับ if you cannot contact your teammate that is possible that you may not be able to contact some teammates you don't need to include his or her name in your Power BI file นะครับ I will give the score only for the students who write down your name in the Power BI file where to write if you go to report view here นะครับ you have to just like enter a text box and type the name of participants with the ID นะครับ in the report view so that I know who just like who does this work นะครับ together นะครับ one team just one submission is enough as long as you have your name inside the report นะครับ in this one okay that is the first one นะครับ the team assignment that I want you to do นะครับ just won't be long now let me just like show you the next thing what do I want you to do นะครับ the next one นะครับ is the assignment นะครับ individual extra point assignment for Power BI I have 2 of them for you นะครับ because I want you to practice that's why I just like give you the extra point so for this one นะครับ where is it if you go to e-learning นะครับ if you go to e-learning you can see that in here I have data นะครับ for Power BI extra credit I call it as 2 and 3 นะครับ in here you just download it as the Excel file and then you just like get into Power BI นะครับ so the instruction for Power BI extra credit นะครับ in here is this one นะครับ is the individual work นะครับ in here after you finish this one นะครับ go to submit it in the Power BI extra credit number 2 in here นะครับ this one I have the time for you until next Friday นะครับ I have the time for you until next Friday before midnight for extra credit number 3 that is individual as well you use the same data that you download นะครับ and get into Power BI นะครับ this is the data that we have so in this one นะครับ you see the instructions for extra credit exercise 3 hang on it should be called as number 2 I will like renumber it so that you not be confused นะครับ and then you just like do this one นะครับ use this kind of chart to display the values to visualize the data and after that นะครับ submit the Power BI extra credit number 3 นะครับ in this submission นะครับ the due date will be on next Friday as well นะครับ before midnight and you have to be careful นะครับ extra credit number 2 and extra credit number 3 you have to separate them into 2 different files นะครับ one file for one assignment นะครับ you cannot say that อาจารย์ I put extra credit 2 and 3 in the same file and then I submit it in extra credit number 2 only I didn't submit in extra credit number 3 so then you lost your extra point นะครับ in that one right so that means in this one you have extra point assignment for team นะครับ that will be due on this Friday นะครับ before midnight and extra point นะครับ assignment individual นะครับ this one will be due on not this sorry it will be due on next Friday นะครับ next Friday นะครับ before midnight please check the time in the e-learning นะครับ right so นะครับ up to this point do you have any questions for the extra point assignments ครับ I try to just like give you as score as much as I can นะครับ for the extra point นะครับ because I want you to practice on this one นะครับ just a little more thing นะครับ some of the team นะครับ or some of the group asked me that you cannot just like set up the matching time นะครับ for your group to do the presentation. What should you do? I don't mind นะครับ that you have to be together all the time to just like conduct the presentation. The things that you have to do for me is that if you cannot find available time with your team, you record your own video for your part นะครับ My suggestion is that if you use Zoom, it is easiest way, and also it will show it can show your video as well. I mean, it will show your picture as well. So while you are presenting, I want you to turn on the webcam นะครับ and the screen that you want to show. The things that you can do is that you use the Zoom นะครับ for yourself นะครับ and record your own videos. After that, let's say if you have like 5 people in the team and you decide to you decide to record the video separately นะครับ then you come up with like 5 different videos. You join those videos together and then you submit. Just that. You don't need to be together นะครับ But for the team, that you can just like see each other นะครับ and go to Zoom together. That would be great because it will be easy for you to submit the video because finally the one who hosts the meeting นะครับ will just like get that video so that you can just upload it into YouTube นะครับ by one person only and without editing anything. But if you cannot just like meet each other, then you need someone to help you in order to join the video together before you submit นะครับ that one. Right. Okay. So apart from this point, I think for today I don't have anything more นะครับ Then I think I can just like stop my lecture at this point นะครับ so that you can just like talk with your team นะครับ for the work that you have to do together นะครับ that you have to do together, right? Okay, right. So now it's 5 minutes past 5 นะครับ I think I better stop my talk at this point นะครับ I'll stop my talk at this point, right? Okay, so that you can have time to just like work on your Power BI files นะครับ Okay, right. Okay then นะครับ If you don't have any questions นะครับ if you don't have any question, let me just like revise this number a bit for extra credit 2, extra credit 3, something like that. Otherwise you'll be confused นะครับ I'll fix it by tonight for you guys. Right. Okay. Right. Okay then นะครับ up to this point, do you have any questions? Okay. If you don't have any questions นะครับ thank you for being with me นะครับ I have like lovely students นะครับ at least half of you are with me, but I know that the rest of you might not be available at this time. I will just like give the video นะครับ for you as well นะครับ Okay, right. So just a little bit before we finish the class นะครับ everyone can you please turn on the camera for me ครับ So glad to have you here with me all the time for like being my good students anyway. Tita, I think this is your second class that you meet me already, right?
Yes, I met you in e-business class.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, right. Okay. นะครับ Patranit, where are you ครับ Patranit? Can you turn on the camera for me, please? Namoli, have we met each other before in another class or not?
Yes ค่ะ everyday connect ค่ะ
Okay, yeah, I can remember you. Actually, I can remember all of my students, but I mean, like, my memory is quite slow. You have to just like let me wait for me for some time. Okay, I just won't be long, everyone.
You will post the recording on this card, right?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Okay ครับ everyone นะครับ that's all for today. You have a nice day นะครับ take care. You have to take care นะครับ for this period of time and then stay safe นะครับ everyone. We'll see each other again on next Monday and the next Monday will be our presentation day นะครับ so I will just like random the team นะครับ and I will tell you the order of the presenters on Monday นะครับ so let's see each other again on next Monday นะครับ 8 o'clock นะครับ on our regular class โอเคนะครับ everyone bye bye for now นะครับ take care you have a nice evening นะครับ see you on next Monday ครับ bye bye
Thank you ครับอาจารย์
Thank you very much ครับ
ครับ bye bye
Thank you ค่ะ
นะครับ bye bye ครับ
Thank you very much ค่ะ
Ajahn, I have one question.
ครับ Ravinan
Yeah, one of my teammates withdraw from the courses, so my team will have only 3 people.
Yep.
So is it for the visual will be deleted one or not?
you just like eliminate one out of your team because I want one person to do one visualize. I recommend you นะครับ I mean if you have like you have add-ons or extra visual remove that one first.
Okay,ค่ะ.
ครับ
And to make sure for the other thing, for the Excel is present in the class, right? And for Power BI is recorded video, right?
yes you're
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome ครับ bye bye
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
bye bye ครับ